I just left a comment on one of my internet sisters' posts. She just revealed to everybody that she is battling something very heavy behind the scenes. Recent posts, she would post pictures or videos where it looked like she was, you know, going through something. She had cut all her hair, and some people were nice and some people were cruel. I say if we don't know what's going on, you have no idea, just pray for people. This woman is battling cancer, and I left a very positive note under her post. I'm going to try not to cry right now, but her energy, she's always showing up smiling. No one would have known she was sick, but when you don't know, just pray for people. Following Jesus feels like this. You find yourself drowning in life's trials, and it feels like there's no hope of getting out. But suddenly the Lord reaches out his hand. He reaches into your life and he rescues you from drowning. He pulls you back into his arms. When he does, never let him go. This video is called, it's a little quick story time I typed up. It's called Her House. So there's a woman who lives in a house. Her house is surrounded by trees, very tall trees. And after you clear those trees, there's this tall fence, barbed wire fence. So you go through the trees, you got to climb over that fence. If you make it past that, you walk up to the house, you go inside. Now, the houses that are surrounding this woman's house, they don't have this type of protection around it. You can just go in with ease, go in and out. But this one woman's house in this neighborhood is the only one you got to go through layers of protection to get to. Now, one might ask, why in the world would one person need that much protection? Well, she didn't always have that much protection around her house. You know, when she first moved in, her house was just like everyone else's in the neighborhood. You could just walk up, knock on the door, come on in. Once inside, you receive love, healing, good food, maybe even a bed to lay your head on. This woman was very generous with her time, her energy, so this attracted more and more people to her house. Unfortunately, it also attracted wolves, people who did not like who this woman was, the energy she carried, her light. They wanted to destroy her. These were people the woman recognized, people she thought were her friends and family. This house was very clean. The energy was clean. Everything was just perfect. And you walk into this house, you have too much traffic in a house. People got muddy feet, dirty hands, touching everything. That house will become dirty, off balance, very unclean. The woman started noticing that every time guests would leave, the house would just feel so off. The energy would just feel so bad. You know, and every time she would clean it again, the same thing will happen. So the woman prayed to God. God started building layers of protection around this house, around this woman. But this didn't stop the wolves, the enemies. They didn't mind going through the thick trees, crossing the barbed wire, painful fence, I might add, to get to this woman's house. These people stopped taking care of their own self, their own house, neglecting their own lives, their jobs to get to this woman's house. So what started as just regular friendly visits, over time it became a very dark obsession over gaining access to this woman's house, to this woman's life. You know, one woman, she actually left food on her stove, just got up, left food cooking to go to this woman's house. You know, she noticed access was denied, so she tried to go back to her own home, but she couldn't. Her house had burnt down because she was too busy trying to peek inside someone else's home, someone else's life. She neglected her own life over obsessing over someone else's. The layers of protection around this woman was God's shield to protect the woman. These people were using or attempting to use any and everything to climb into this woman's house, this woman's life. any doorway they can use, mirrors, monitoring spirits, anything they can get their hands on. They were trying to attempt to gain access to this woman's life. It was like a horrible obsession. The divine protection had to be increased. God sent angelic helpers, hidden helpers to keep this woman safe. So many of you right now, you're allowing your own house to crumble, trying to step into someone else's house, someone else's lane. Your grass is dead. Your roof is leaking. The plumbing needs work. So many things in your house needs fixing. And here you are in someone else's yard. God can't bring you what he has for you because every time he searched for you, you're in someone else's house, minding their business. God was like, I came to you ready to release this big blessing for you, and here you are in someone else's yard. Think for a minute how much pain we cause ourselves by minding others' business. We become miserable over what they are doing or not doing. You know, what we think about what they are doing or not doing. We can be completely absorbed in someone else's life, even when we're sitting alone in our own homes. That's not normal. I've seen a rapid decline in an older woman. She used to carry herself so beautifully. She used to be so beautiful. This woman, she's up in age. She started watching a younger woman. There's a big age difference there. She started overly obsessing over this younger woman's life. She started investing way too much time and energy in what this woman was saying, doing, who she was dating. She started comparing herself to the younger woman. She hated the way she looked. She hated the love the other woman gained. Let me remind you, there was nothing wrong with the older woman. She allowed the enemy to tell her she wasn't good enough. She started believing the lies, and instead of healing, she started hating the younger woman. She would do beauty spells over this young woman, word magic, mirror magic over the younger woman. And what ended up happening, the older woman aged faster and her health declined. Her mental state was horribly affected. Her obsession drove her mad. She left her house, her vessel, unattended to focus in on someone else's. And this action made her house crumble. How do we mind our own business? Focus only on our own soul path. Discipline our thoughts towards creating our own experience and allow others the same opportunity. Give up labels and judgment. We really don't know what's best for others. When we focus on our own spiritual expansion, we are minding our own business. And when we mind our own business, we are in the highest possible consciousness to create our own experience. Love others and thereby change the world. So, not so quick video, but I hope you stay till the end. Thank you for listening.